Good morning and welcome, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Monday. I'm back. Still dealing with the remnants of this cold that I got. It happens. You get them once a year or so, and this one sucked. Like all of them do, but feeling better. I don't know if I sound better, but I feel much better. Thursday wasn't great. Friday was terrible. Saturday, even though I didn't leave the couch, I was definitely feeling better by Saturday. And then yesterday, I felt good enough. Went out and played a little golf. I don't know if that was maybe not have been the greatest thing, but I just had to get out. Right? How about trick or treat? Right? We had Halloween this weekend. We don't get a lot of trick or treaters at my place. Too much ground for those kids to cover. They go to the, it's a little different. You trick or treated in your neighborhood now. Or at least maybe it's an Arizona thing. I don't know. But they parents scoop up their kids and transport them to the neighborhoods where, all the houses are, kind of packed in there real tight together. And yeah, I guess I guess that makes sense. You can get a lot of houses in a short period of time. So for us, our houses, it's not that they're far apart, but let's face it, we've got houses not necessarily right on top of each other. Plus, you got to walk up the driveway, then you got to go through a gate, and then you got to get to the main door. Too much work. So we don't really have to worry about the trick-or-treaters. The whole government shutdown. So we're getting close to the record now. I think Wednesday ties the record. I don't know about the food stamp thing. I'm hearing that they're going to do it, but then they don't know if they can legally do it. I'm not sure. I don't know. I know that the money that the judge said the Trump administration could use now, and again, there's still he's a judge. You would think that would be answered if they're actually legally allowed or not allowed to do it. I don't know. But the one thing that was interesting is there's not enough money in that fund to pay for all the food stamps, right? So you got to have
November, though. It's supposed to go through November.
Yeah. Yes. This is like right now. So here we are, the 3rd of November, and you need $9 billion. Well, the fund, I think, has $5.8 billion, and it's only supposed to be used for emergencies. I guess you could maybe call this an emergency. So I don't know. Jason, I have no idea. It'll be interesting. I thought for a minute that we were going to be bombing Venezuela, and then somehow it switched to Nigeria. Then I saw today that Nigeria is like, whoa, no, hey.
Yeah.
We'll take your help as long as you don't take away our sovereignty type of a thing. So I don't know. Of course, Nigeria, they have the whole Christian-Muslim thing. It's a Muslim country.
Nigeria,
they're killing the Christians.
Nigeria will be the most populated country in the world in 20 to 40 years, more than China and India. It's a very important country in the future, Joe.
So, that kind of just sprung up on us.
Yeah, you got to keep countries that are growing like that under your thumb, I suppose, Joe. Once in a while, you got to threaten them.
Maybe that's, maybe this is the new angle which is, okay, anybody that's doing stuff we don't like, we're just going to bomb you or threaten to bomb you, right? And enough of this. And I think, listen, for a certain amount of people, that works. They're like, yeah, F them, right? But
yes,
it's kind of the reason nobody really wants to buy debt from the United States anymore, because they're like, well, gosh, the second I do something you don't like, not only do you kick us out of the financials, the next thing you know, you threatening to bomb us. Or in the case of Venezuela, right, you encircled us, and I don't know.
Nigeria is a part of the world system, so they're not going to get bombed. But they've been doing things and favoring countries that are sort of pushing out. I forget what the country is just south of Nigeria. They pushed the army bases out. I don't know if I forget which one it was. Nigeria is threatening to move U.S. military bases out of their country. It's these kinds of things that you can almost hear the world powers, Washington D.C. say, you know what, we don't want another Venezuela. We don't need another Chavez pushing us out. Bomb them before they get any wise ideas.
Let's get ahead of this, right?
Preemptive.
Let's just go right to bomb them.
They want to.
Maybe.
I think that might be what it is, Joe. Hey, no more. We don't want no more Chavez. We don't want that guy down in Cuba who just died recently. We don't need 50, 60 years of blockading a country that simply won't get with the program. Can't bomb them with dollars.
The program or get bombed.
We're gonna bomb. We're gonna bomb you with munitions, or we're gonna bomb you with dollars. You choose.
We'll be back. 800-951-0592. We did have a mega merger. Kimberly-Clark buying Conavu, which is the spin-off. J&J had spun off Tylenol and on a lot of what I'll call the medicine aisle. Kimberly-Clark going to buy them for $48.7 billion. I don't know how these things get approved. I mean, when you go to the grocery store, the drugstore, and I know it, you think you have all these choices, right? You look, oh my gosh, look at them all, right? When I was growing up, that always used to be what now I don't know if it was true, but it was what we were told. That in these communist countries, today you can buy black shoes, right? And then, well, you know what? Tomorrow maybe you can buy brown ones, and there was no choice, right? And you go to the stores and they acted like the stores would be empty and all this stuff. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. I don't know. They're not empty now. I know that. It looks like we have choice. But when you think about the take the produce out, take the meat department out, right? The bakery department. But when you look at the aisles where the boxed and canned foods are, and also non-foods, Jason, you're talking like, I don't know, 4 companies that pretty much own all of it. You think you have the choice, but wait. Well, okay, this 30 feet of whatever. Let's say cold and flu medicine. Yeah, well, it's only owned by 2 companies. But wait, Joe, look, there's 50 different brands. Yeah, I get it, but they're all owned by the same people. I don't know how it works.
Controlling the means of production is a term that we argue about on the next show. Look, with any company that is decided to go public, which is most of these medicine companies are inside a company that's gone public. We all know how it works, Joe. It's State Street, Vanguard, BlackRock, Blackstone. So there is no difference. They just slap a different label on it, Joe, for the most part.
Yeah. That's well, I don't know. I guess we'll see. So another more of the same going on. You either got to be humongous or you're not going to be around. Quick look at the markets. The Dow's down 200. The S&P's up 7. The Nasdaq's up 100. The 10-year note, 412. So continuing to go in the wrong direction as the government shutdown continues. Crude oil is up a little bit, mostly on news that OPEC is going to stop increasing output. They were expecting OPEC to continue to increase output. This morning, OPEC said, nah. $60 oil, that's about the least amount we're going to accept. Gold is sitting right around 4,000 right now, pretty flat. It's been up, it's been down a little, up a little, mostly up all day, but right now, right at 4,000. Silver, down about 30 cents. Silver had both gold and silver really kind of consolidated here. Silver 48.25. Silver's been as high as around $49 this morning, but gold and silver seemingly after this wild ride, it had to happen at some point, right? The profit taking and whatnot, kind of settling in here. $48 plus silver. Right? And I guess silver, you say, looks like 46 kind of was the low. Gold looks like, 3,900 kind of is the low. And now both are like, okay, are we just going to march right back up and get back to all-time record highs? Or are we just going to consolidate here for a while? My guess is, I'm thinking consolidation, Jason, but the problem is you never know what tomorrow brings.
I can tell you when
I mean, you just don't know.
I can tell you when I think gold and silver is going to start pushing back up. It's when they fund this government shutdown out of existence and they start spending more. Why do I get the feeling that, oh, wait a minute, gold and silver can stop now because they don't know how to figure out how to spend right now. They are having a government shutdown. So those that would think that there's going to be a lot of inflation, well, they're not spending the money, they're not paying, the federal government, all these employees. Why you can't really have inflation if you're not paying the money into the system and getting these government workers spending. That's a spending. There's a shortage of spending right now. So once they get this thing fixed, that's what I'm saying. I wonder, Joe, how if this government shutdown and now that they got food stamps funded for November, why do I get the feeling that means the government shutdown will be all of November? I have a feeling the food stamps becoming paid indefinitely is when the government shutdown is going to stop. So I think they really want this. Your food is in jeopardy right through Thanksgiving. They got to have that one right for Thanksgiving. Hey, but you got your food for Thanksgiving, but guess what happens when December starts? You're cut off. That's what I think. And then when the government shutdown magically stops, whenever they decide they have to spend on how. Why do I get the feeling gold and silver starts to marching back up at that point? That's what I'm thinking, Joe.
Yeah, you could very, very well be right on that. I don't know. I'm not surprised that it's gone on this long. I thought there was a chance we could set the record, and it appears like we're going to. This will be the longest shutdown in history. Like I said, I think Wednesday ties it. I think, if I'm right, maybe tomorrow ties it. It could be tomorrow. I'm not sure. 35 days. How about that? Whenever we hit 30, I think today is today day 33. It's either 33 or 34.
Oh, they're gonna blow past that
of the shutdown. It'll be interesting. Like I said, I don't know how this works. Right? I don't know if they can pay the troops.
It's a shell game.
If they did pay the troops, the food stamp thing, I know that they could fund some of it. I don't know how that would work. Does everyone just get X amount? Like, okay, we can fund, like I said, they can fund almost 2/3 of it. Right? So does everyone just get 2/3? I don't know. And no one seems to have an answer to what that's going to look like. And then, of course, on the 15th, there definitely won't have the money to pay anybody when those paychecks come out. So I've been hearing people are talking Thanksgiving. Like the shutdown could go all the way to Thanksgiving. That's crazy. That is absolutely something that I don't think it can go that long. I really don't, but maybe it can. And you know what? Maybe people are more resourceful than we give them credit for, right? If there's not massive looting and people aren't starving to death and people are figuring out a way, I mean, does that mean that maybe we're being, I don't know, it's I don't want to say too generous, but you know what I'm saying? You know, people can probably, you know, one of the things, you know, you're ingenious. You can figure out how to spread a jar of peanut butter and a loaf of bread and make that last, you know, longer than you'd want it to, but you could do it.
Well, it's interesting because I've been saying that I think they kind of want to put their toe in the water on the shutdown of food stamps just to see. And it's interesting that they had to wait till the weekend to suddenly dip into their fund. Why didn't they dip into their fund like a week ago before the November 1st? Why didn't they just say, okay, well, we have a fund, we'll use that next week? No, they waited till the weekend. Which makes me think.
Well, they made a judge say the judge ruled that they had to, and of course the thing
judge that they own. How about this?
Legally, we're not allowed to use it for that. I don't know.
A judge that they own that can say whatever they want them to say. I don't believe it. I don't trust any of that. What I see is they could have said a week ago, "Well, we have this fund. Don't worry, next week it's taken care of for November." No, they waited all the way to the end. You know, and you know why I think they know. You know why I think they waited? Because I started watching the news on all the food shelters and how quickly all the food shelters around the country started massively stocking up and filling up because they're like, okay, well, we can last a little while, but we can't last that long. Well, now they're in kind of emergency mode, and they know that next month is a possible another cutoff. So I think this thing's going to go for a while, Joe. This thing's going to go through November, and they're going to go and mess with the whole food insecurity in December. I think it's going to happen. They want to see how long that the food shelters can handle this situation. I've seen these food shelters across the country. I've never seen so much food. They're like, look, we have to get ready for this. This is a reality for us now. So they're massing up and getting ready like they're preparing for a war, basically. And then they said, well, we could probably last a couple of weeks or a month, but then after that, we're done. So Joe, it sure seems like government shutdown through Thanksgiving. That's what it looks like. It looks like, you know, Trump likes to be the most of it. He likes to be the biggest on everything. So he'll be the president that was in charge during the biggest government shutdown. He'll have another, I don't know if you want to brag about that or not in Washington, D.C., but he'll have it. It'll be his.
Oh, no. Well, me. I'm number one.
I'm number one. As long as he's the biggest on everything, he gets it. It's his, you know.
Oh my gosh!
I sure think it's what we're headed for, Joe.
I don't know. You could totally be right. That could totally make sense.
They really want to know what an actual emergency will look like in this country. You don't have to actually have the emergency. You just have to game plan it. You just have to look at reaction. Look, they own all the media. They surveil everything we do, so they know how much the emergency is going to be. They know if they want to make something blow up, they can make it blow up. Just like 9/11 and COVID, they can make things blow up. Whether it's a real or a fake emergency, it's there for when they need it. So, I mean, Joe, what are they timing this thing for? What are we looking at here?
I think it really just boils down to if the let's say Republicans, if the Republicans cave and say, okay, because right now, you know, they're saying it's all about health care, right? These subsidies, right? Just a different subsidy, right? Food subsidies, housing subsidies, insurance subsidies, power bill subsidies, blah, 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 subsidy, free lunch subsidies, free breakfast subsidies, right? I mean, It's just one giant subsidy, right? And
raise the debt ceiling. Raise the debt ceiling. Right?
Which they did, right? They raised it $5 trillion. And they're it's just really simple. Okay. This subsidy cost $300 to $400 billion a year. That's what they're arguing about. It's not cheap. Now, the Republicans are saying, well, listen, let's just open the government and then we'll negotiate. Because technically, when you're buying insurance, right, the way that the government, right now you're shopping. It's November. You're getting ready to start paying for your new insurance in January, okay? So the Republicans are like, well, gosh, it doesn't, they don't run out until January. And, of course, the problem is, though, you've got to buy the new insurance, right? And I forget what the date is. I think it's like before Christmas you got to have, done the new one. And they're saying, well, maybe we'll negotiate later at how many hundreds of billions of dollars we're willing to give you. Because we're not willing to give you $4. 800-951-0592. And we'll wait and see. Here's the thing, and it seems like such an easy fix. Okay, if you are going to make some type of a deal, because, the Republicans are saying open the government and then we're not giving you $400 billion, right, every year. No, we're not going to do it. All right, I don't know, call me crazy. You've been shut down now for 30-something odd days. Why don't you guys just agree to whatever it is you're going to agree to and move on, right? Because if the answer is we're not going to give you nothing, then the government, I don't know that the government, maybe we should just go without it. So far, I mean, I'm kind of shocked, right? I mean, the economy is rolling on, we'll see if, when people don't get food stamps and paychecks long enough, that's going to be a problem. I heard right now you don't want to be. I do know this. My son, who's in New York, is flying home for Thanksgiving, so I want this to be over before then, because right now, flying sucks, right? People aren't showing up, right? Airports are closing, no flights are going out right now, so hopefully before then. But I guess here's the...
I haven't heard this, Joe, real quick. I haven't heard government contractors not getting their money. That's where I think the problem would come in. If Ball Aerospace or the guys that make all the weapons for the military, if these guys don't get paid. But when they say they're paying the military, are they paying... Or if they're going to pay part of the military, well, what part are they paying? That's where it becomes a big deal. When the government subsidizes
who's actually getting stuff, right? Why are Wall Street companies not freaking out? Like, I'm sitting there thinking like the airlines would be doing all kinds of squawking. I don't know. I don't know how this goes, but I will say that there is no easy fix. The answer can't be just keep the subsidies. That can't be the answer. Because not only does it add $400 billion, then you got to pay the interest, throw the insurance. So really, it's adding $500 billion plus.
It probably is the answer, though, Joe. You can't get reelected if you don't give the subsidies to the guys that paid you money to get elected. So getting the subsidies is probably paramount for a lot of these Congress people and senators. They need to get those subsidies to the guys that put them in office.
We got Mike Morris. He's jumping in with us. We're going to shift gears in the next segment. But before we do, because we're going to talk some Texas, I got some really good updates too, by the way. The London Exchange, the LBMA, they do these surveys. You've heard us talk about them a lot lately where nobody in their surveys say they're going to be selling any gold this year, 5 years, 10 years. 80% of the people in their surveys were saying they're going to be buying gold this year, next year, 5 years, 10 years. Well, their latest survey, which, by the way, had 106 of the world's central banks responding, in the survey, where will the price of gold and silver be 1 year from now? So this was in October. So where is the price of gold and silver going to be October of 2026? Remember, 106 responders. Gold, $4,980. So they didn't want to go. They didn't want to. We can't say 5,000. Right? We can't say that. We're going to get right next to it, but we're going to keep it under the 5. Silver, $59.10. They also anticipate double-digit gains for platinum and palladium as well. I will say this. I think both of those numbers on gold and silver are low, maybe wishful thinking, but the one I think is the most out of line has to be that silver price. I would consider it a near miracle.
If it's only
if silver
$60.
was only, and the only, listen, it's not, oh, well, Joe, you sell gold and silver, so of course you're going to say that. No. Yes, I do sell gold and silver. Yes, I do. But I also do this, and I've been doing this for decades. This is simple supply and demand. That's all this is. And here's the sad reality. There is not enough silver coming out of the ground to meet the demand that is required, especially in this new age of AI and data centers and you think of electric cars, robots, and all this stuff. Guys, it's not possible. At what price does silver have to be for there to be enough supply? Here's the thing. I don't know how it gets there. I don't think right now, listen, this price, let's call it $50. That's plenty. That's plenty for these miners. The problem is, well, we're already running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's no more silver to get for the amount of demand that is needed and the amount of mines that have to come online. We are in a mega super squeeze in silver. And I'll just say this right now. I think within the next year, you cannot rule out $100 at all.
And you might say that the mines might be a little smart at this point in time just to slow down production. There's no reason for them to be ramped up completely. Why not slow down and make the same money on shorter shifts and less labor and less production, right, Joe? Because here's the thing. These mines do run out. They do actually run out. It takes them a long time. They do run out. And on why milk your mine down short when you can slow it down at a higher price? I mean, that's how the oil companies do it, right? So silver's in a position to maybe control the flow a little bit and get those prices up. I think that's been happening already.
Yeah.
I think $60 silver by the end of this year, Joe. I don't see how we get to Christmas without $60 silver.
Yeah, it's something where I love the survey. It's great because this is the world central banks telling you, hey, Joe and Jason got the winners. Unfortunately, yeah, there's a lot of wishful thinking going into the numbers being. Think about it, $60 silver would be pretty damn impressive if you didn't know what the supply-demand situation truly was. But we'll be back. We got Mike Morris coming up. Stay with us. 800-951-0592. We got gold 4,005 right now. Silver 48.33. $20 gold pieces continue to be really the buy right now at 41.95. $10 pieces 21.85 at 800-951-0592. Then, of course, we always talk some Texit. Mike was able to get some time and was able to come in today. Got some updates there. We are getting very close now to 50,000. Remember, if you're one of the first 50,000 miners, if you earn commission and you take it in mining power and hash, you get BOGO, right? Which means, hey, if you got $1,000 commission, they'll give you $2,000 worth of mining power for that, right? If you get a $3,000, they'll give you $6,000, right? And remember, each seat when the mine is full, that's a tenth of a coin a seat. You get a $3,000 commission and you turn it into BOGO hash. That's more than half a coin a day when the mine is full.
It's also more than it's also more than half of a 9-pack plus 2 that you would have to pay $9,000.
Yeah, that's like buying a 6-pack, right? It's like a 6-pack, $6,000 you're spending. That ends here. What? In the next 5 to 10 days, if that, right? So, so let's just say about a week. Got about a week, and that the BOGO will come to an end. A couple weeks ago, we had to announce, hey, the way they're going to make us pay, we had to pay more. So we instituted a $25 a seat fee. I'm happy to announce, at least for right now. And by the way, I could come out tomorrow and say, no, that's over. We came up with an ingenious solution that Bobby likes, I like. So for however long, I don't know how long, we're back to $9.95. No extra fees. To give you an example of why we had to do it. So this week, I sent Bobby $211,000. Well, the way we had to do it, it was costing $5,200 for the 211. We came up, I made a suggestion. They said, hey, you know what? That's going to work for us. And now it's only going to cost me $265. Hello. Yeah, so no more $25 fees, at least for right now. So as long as we can keep doing it this way, we're golden. So there's some more good news for Texit. And, of course, obviously, I'm waiting. I am dying, whether it's today, tomorrow, for the first of the mega mines to come online. Mike, I don't know if you have any news on that, because Mike has more information than even I do.
Well, I know that they're getting ready to launch that third site online, and I know they're also looking into the difficulty levels of the mining. So once they can get that all ironed out, we're going to start getting a more steady stream with less volatility in the daily payouts, which is going to be huge for everybody. It should be getting us closer to that 120,000 coins a day, and away from those dips where we're dropping down on that 78 to like 82,000 coins a day.
That's huge.
That's
so what?
Deal.
Wow. Okay. So there's big news right there. So obviously, if we get to the 120,000, I'm telling everyone we're going to get to 100,000. Right. That's a tenth of a coin a day when the mine is full per seat. Right. Per 100 mega hash. That's a tenth of a coin. But the mine can do up to 120. But it's really great. What Mike is saying is, hey, we're real close. We're going to get these mines coming online, and you're going to see the mine become much more consistent in its daily blocks, and it's going to be much more consistent at a higher level, which means everyone's going to be getting more coins per day.
Correct, and we should start seeing that fluctuation that we see on the day-to-day start really kind of smoothing out. So that's really the goal.
Yeah, because there's days, right, where the mine has a bad day, and all of a sudden, right, man, I got a lot less coins today than I got, and then the next day it shoots back up. So,
and here's
all of those.
Here's another crazy thing. Next weekend's the official rollout of Layer 2. So we will get to see officially that Layer 2 coming out as a workable solution.
Wow. Okay. And of course, I've been telling everybody that Layer 2 is done. They're working on the app. So Mike kind of saying, hey, next week it's going to be out there. And of course, as the mine comes online, the ability for people to build on top of the mine, that's what Layer 2 is. That's already, you can see how quickly I think things are going to get ready to move. But Mike had called a meeting with Jason and I, and we had a discussion yesterday. And when we get back from the break, we are going to present an opportunity for us. We know there's a lot of you out there that would love to be involved and think you could help us grow this mine. But hey, coming up with that $9.95, that's a challenge. We're going to for the next 5 weeks, Mike, Jason, and I are committed to 3 people a week. We're going to pick 3 people a week that are going to get the opportunity to get a 1-pack with us, and then have the ability to turn it into a life-changing amount of money. So we're going to talk about that when we get back. 800-951-0592. We're going to give some people the opportunity. So that'll be, 15 people over the next 5 weeks.
Correct.
An opportunity to change their lives. That's we truly believe that. I know Mike believes that. I believe that. Jason believes that. This is an opportunity, as we said. But Mike, let's give the details. How are we going to do this?
Well, let's first off, let's say why. Texas Coin is a coin for the community, right? And we want to make sure that everybody in the community, and especially everybody that's been supporting this station, supporting Patriot, has an opportunity to get involved in Texas Coin. And we know there's people out there that have friends, they really want to get involved, but they may not have that $995 that it takes to get started. So what we're going to do, myself, Jason, and Joe are each going to sponsor a 1-pack for somebody that's deserving or in need of it. But there is kind of a catch. We're not just giving these away. So if you have the ability to bring on 6 people in 30 days, but you don't have the ability to get your own pack, send us an email to info@coloradotxc.org. Explain why you think we should give you this pack and what your plan is to be able to bring on 6 people.
And they have to earn it, basically.
Right. Once they can bring on those 6 people, and we will help with that onboarding, we will help them onboard those people, then that 1-pack, the coin, the entire dashboard, everything becomes theirs.
Sponsorships go to the 1-pack.
The sponsorships go to them. Now, the cool thing about it is this really gets them started. They get the 100 hash on the free pack. Then when they sign up 6 people, that's 2 1, 2, 3 bonuses. And if they're doing it in the 30 days, there's the BOGOs. So there's 400, 500 hash right there. If it's 3 1-packs down one side and 3 1-packs down the other side, that's $1,000 commission. That's a 600 hash. Well, if they're in the BOGO, that'd be 700 hash that they would start off with for free. as long as they think that they can complete the mission of bringing in 6 people in the 30-day window.
What if they, so we're going to vet these people a little bit. Let's say they sign up and we give them the shot, and they go 30 days, almost 40 days. They can't sign anybody up, or they sign one person up.
Then we're going to have, I mean, if they can't bring on anybody, then we're probably going to have to move that pack to somebody else. This is a workable. This
is a working opportunity. If you're not going to work it, it's not an opportunity for you.
Right. But if you're willing to get out there and work this opportunity, we're willing to help you. We're willing to guide you through. We're willing to help do the onboarding. We're willing to get you all of the support that you need to become successful in this. I mean, we're building teams here, and we want everybody to have that opportunity to come in here and build this team and basically, I mean, possibly starting off 700 hash. That could be life-changing money, especially for somebody that wasn't even in a position to be able to get a 1-pack to begin with.
There you go, Joe.
Yeah, so let's give that email again. So I want to be clear here. No phone calls. We want you to send us an email. And everybody out there, this is how it's going to be. info@coloradotxc.org. info@coloradotxc.org. If you need to call us to get that email address, we'll give it to you. We're going to come right back with the half-empty cup. We're going to stay with Mike a little bit. We'll talk a little more about it.